Hello and welcome to day 17 of the Black Knight Inspiration Challenge. 17. It's hard to believe, but we're here and we've done loads of work. You've done work on the roots, work on the trunk, on your trunk, and now we're beginning to get, to know the branches, and that's that expansion, where we expand out and share our truth with the world, So well done yesterday on the voices. That's a big one because we all have parents and we all record those voices. So it's a big one for awareness and for that, the radio that we play all the time in our heads. So well done and working through that. Now today we're going to meet two of the archetypes that make up your psyche, the king and the warrior. And we all have these loads of different archetypes within our psyche that we use. We're just going to talk about two today, the king and the warrior. So let me just tell you about them. The king is about, inside you, is in your psyche, is about vision. It's about what is your, vision of the future, vision of the realm. And normally, it's the realm of the country, but in your psyche, it's the realm of you. So what is the vision for you going forward, your vision, your future vision? And I class that as a compelling future. So you need a future that compels you forward, that pulls you forward into the future so that you don't remain static. And the king does that. The king, you look inside, you work with your king, and the king will tell you what is that next stage for you that will pull you forward in life. We always need something to get out of bed for, to really pull us forward. The other archetype we're going to work with today is the warrior. And the warrior really comes down to two things: discipline and boundaries. Now, if we look in the movies, the warrior tends to be a lot about, that kind of red knight slaying, it's fighting, it's battles and all. But actually in practice, the warrior spends way more amount of his time in training, as I say, discipline and boundaries. So, I have a friend of mine who does MMA professionally, mixed martial arts, and he trains every day. The discipline is to show up training every day, and then the boundaries, he's got to make sure that he has boundaries around his time, that his training is sacrosanct. So it's all training every day. And for his professional fight, which could probably take about, 3 to 5 minutes, the fight, it's normally over first or second round. So he has, months of training, discipline and boundaries for those, minutes of the actual fight. So that's real warrior. Warrior is all about discipline and boundaries. So if you take the king and the warrior together, let's say when I was writing my book, I needed my king to hold the vision of the book. So what is that vision that pulled me forward, that I wanted to write a book? About custodians, and so the king held that vision. But then I needed my warrior, discipline and boundaries, to sit at the desk and type, actually type the book and get it done. And then also, even though you get it written, you give it to the publisher, you need warrior to just get it over the line, because there's editing, there's references, you really need the warrior to make sure that you get these things done. So the king and the warrior are amazing help for you at this specific point, because you need a vision to get the branches out, your truth out in the world, that vision, and you also then need a warrior to make sure that you have the discipline and boundaries to get it done, to get this done. Same with the 21 days. The 21 days challenge, my inner king had to have the vision, that vision of a challenge, a 21-day challenge. But then my warrior, I need my warrior every day get the video content, get the videos done, get the emails, get them out, get back to people on it. Like it's every day, we know this. It's not just me. We know the mixture of these really help us to show up in the world. So, but what can happen though, just to go back a little bit, is that in our life, like when we're born, we actually have this band of full potential. We're just at our birth time, we have this band of full potential. And then let me just put it like this. Over the space of our life, we kind of cut out, well, I can't do this, and that's kind of outside my stage. I'm not living there. I can't. And we tend to limit. We tend to begin to limit this overall full potential line at birth, and we begin to limit it back. That's not something I do, or I'm not into that, or I don't do that, or that's outside what I'm able to do. And so we end up over the years, we end up living in this middle band of potential. We've limited our potential down to say, well, I'm living in this country and I'm doing this thing, and that's our lives. We've collapsed this full potential down, to this middle stream. That's what we do. There's no judgment on it. That's just what we do. So what we're asked here, though, is to expand out the branches, to be that next version of ourselves, okay? So in a version change, all version changes of ourselves involve an initiation. There's an initiation. So there's a death of the version we're in, and there's a birth of the next version. So we have to let go of the old version and pick up that next version. And that's uncomfortable, it's a stretch. So going from this limit to expand our potential out again, out into the branches, is uncomfortable. Just is, it's a version change. So, and it's I was thinking about it as I was putting together the content. Like we're 8 years here in Italy. And to come to Italy was a big version change because I didn't have any Italian, Catherine didn't have any Italian. We went, we've lived up the mountains here, so they don't speak English. So we really had to learn Italian, had to learn to navigate, how to work here, how to get documentation. There was loads of things that you just had. So it was a big version change to move here. But actually, 8 years here, I know this is my next version change. Because you can't stay static. Your psyche is not going to allow you to just stay static. You'll get called to have a version change. Okay, now that version change can either happen consciously or unconsciously. So we chose to come to Italy. You can make a version change consciously. I'm not saying just changing country does that, but to do something completely different, to expand out your potential, to just go, okay, I've limited it down, I'm going to expand it out. So you can do that consciously, or you're in your psyche, it can happen unconsciously. So, your partner leaves you, your wife leaves you, you get a heart attack or a major health issue, shocks you into completely changing how your life is going, or your job goes. In career, you get a cut or a shake up in your career. So that's where your psyche is going. You need to you've got too static. You need to shake out and expand. It doesn't feel good when it happens unconsciously. It really doesn't feel good. So. And you can choose when that happens unconsciously to bow out. You can just say, no, I'm not, whatever shock has happened, I'm just going to continue on, I'm just going my life, whatever, and you can just go back or distract yourself or just bow out of the change. But if you can do it consciously, it's way better. You just understand. And I guess a lot of you are on the call, you know, on the 21 days to do that. There's something bigger, you know, you feel there's something bigger in you, that bigger potential. So that's not a person who's bowing out. To show up for 21 days, you're not bowing out. So this is incredible to bring your awareness to that initiation, the version change to a more expanded version of yourself. And the king, your inner king and your inner warrior are really key to getting this done. So I'm gonna give you a meditation that you can meet your inner king and your inner warrior. Okay, so that'll go as an MP3 to you. And also the big question, though, I want to leave you with is: are you willing to step consciously into your black night? Yeah, because that's the next version, your black night. So just really sit with that question. Are you willing to step consciously into your black night? Okay, and enjoy the meditation, and I will see you tomorrow for day 18. Okay, well done, well done.